Hey, good morning. It's Drew, Vintage Gold Classics. Today, I'm going to show you how to install wire wheels on a car properly. We're going to install these 13 by 7 chrome wire wheels on this 1967 Chevy Impala. We got to get these ugly hubcaps off the tire. All right, now that we got the hubcap off, jack the car up and put some jack stands under it. I'm using a 3/4 impact to get the rim off. And then we'll move over to the rims. For this car, it's 3/4 because it's a Chevy Impala. Probably the same for most GM cars in the 60s. All right, close your ears. All right, I got the rim off. One thing to note, these are drum brakes. One thing to note is that some cars come with disc brakes, and if you're gonna run 13s on a car with disc brakes, make sure they fit first before you buy them, because the later years, if you run a 13 like on the late 70s, they're not going to fit. They're going to hit the caliper. This is a drum brake, so we don't have any problem getting a set of 13s or 14s on there. Okay, now we're coming to a very important part of the wheel installation. Very, very important, and this is where people mess up. I want you to see. When you buy wire wheels, you get 2 whites and 2 reds. Now, a lot of people think, oh, well, one white must go in the front and then a red in the back. No, 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 no. The whites are for the left side and the red is for the right side. Sometimes people get confused on what is the right and the left side. I'm going to show you. Hey, we're going to go back over here to the car. When you're talking about, now let's stand in front of the car. People would say, well, this is the right side of the car and this is the left side. No, it is not. You have to do it from the driver position. So when you're going to install your wheels, you do it from inside here. That is the right side of the car, and this is the left side. So the left side, which is the white adapter, is the driver's side. The right side, which is the red adapter, goes on the passenger side. Okay, we are back at the adapters now. So I was saying the white is the driver's side. Okay, the adapters, let me take this off so we can show you. The adapters, they will have an inscribing on them that will have an L or an R for right and left. Okay, if you look right in there, it has an L, meaning left side. Now, some of you might be wondering, why is there so many holes? This is called a 15-hole adapter. This is just a China adapter. You have a 5-on-5, which is for Cadillacs and big Caprices or big Impalas late 70s. 5-on-4 and 3/4, which is mostly all of GM 60s cars, 50s cars. And then you have a 5-on-4.5, which is a Ford bolt pattern and some other cars. I'm not too familiar with 5-on-4.5 cars. Okay, that's one thing. Another very important factor with the adapter, and like I said, I'm spending a lot more time here with the adapters because this is the most important part of the wheel installation. People mess up right here, and that's why we have problems in the street. Okay, when you go to the knockoff, if you look here, left side, left adapter, left side, right side. Okay, right adapter, right side. And you're like, oh, that's easy enough. Okay, when you're putting on the left adapter, which is the driver's side, it's just like anything else. See how it says on and it has an arrow going that way? It's just like tightening a screw. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Okay, easy enough. But when you come to the other one, this is where the problems happen. Okay, if you look at the knockoff, it tells you on. See it right there? Backwards. So if I'm standing on the passenger side, I got to turn it lefty tighty. So it's reverse thread. In order to get it off of the adapter, I got to turn it like I'm trying to tighten it. See, it came off. If you try to put this knockoff on this adapter, it will not work. Okay, because that is a regular thread. This is a reverse thread adapter, a reverse thread knockoff. Very, 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 very important. The reason why it's so important is because the Dayton wire wheels, all the wire wheels, the Zenith wire wheels, knockoff type wire wheels are designed to be tightened as you're driving, okay, to tighten. If you put the adapters on the wrong side as you're driving, the centrifugal force will loosen the knockoff, which means every time you stop, you're going to lose that wheel. You could be on the freeway and that thing will fly off. Okay. It's super, super important that you pay attention to which side you put the adapters on and that you do it correctly. Okay. Now I'm installing the adapter on the wheel, okay, or on the car. The right side, which is the red side, on the passenger side. Okay, we're on the passenger side. I wanted to show you this because this also too, people make a mistake here. When you're tightening your lug nuts, you do not tighten one and then two and then three and then four and then five. You're not centering, you're not allowing the adapter to center. If you do that, sometimes the adapter will be crooked, and when you put your wheel on, it'll cause shaking in the wheel. What you want to do is a crisscross, tighten them all the way down. You could do it by hand or just gently, and then you go across. So if you do this one, go across to this one, tighten it. Go across to that one, tighten it. Go across to this one, tighten it. Go across to that one, tighten it, so on and so forth. That gives the adapter a chance to center itself properly so that you have the perfect circumference. Okay, now that we have the adapter on the car, now we're going to lube up the adapter threads, and I'm going to show you the product that I'm using today. Okay, today I'm using Permatex anti-seize lubricant. You could buy it on Amazon. It's pretty cheap. It's dope. It's going to be hard to show you with one hand as I'm recording with the other one, but it gets very messy, so have a towel maybe near you. It looks like something like Terminator would be made out of, okay? So you just get this and you brush it on the threads, okay? Try not to get it on your fingers as it's kind of messy and it's kind of, I mean, it's like grease, okay? But this is an anti-seize lubricant. I see a lot of people, because I deal with a lot of these cars, so I see a lot of people, they don't even lube them up. They don't even put grease, nothing. They don't put nothing. And what's going to happen is that these things get really hot as the wheels are turning, and that knockoff, see those threads in there, when metal gets hot, it expands, so you can actually seize this onto the adapter, and then you're going to have a hard time getting it off. Okay, so you want to put the anti-seize lubricant on there, or put some grease, some high temperature grease, but just anything pretty much is better than nothing, but you want to use the proper product. So anti-seize is cool, or some high temperature grease. Put that on the adapter before you attempt to put the knockoff, okay, or put it in here at least, and then put it on. Okay, move on to the next step. All right, so now we're looking at the wheel. It does not matter which wheel you put on, they're all exactly the same. The only things that are different are the adapters. Okay, I just wanted to show you something right here in the back before we put it on. As you can see in the rear, it has these ridges. See that? Those ridges mate with these ridges. Now, it's not only for it to mate up, but it also is a warning for you. If for some reason your knockoff, this guy, comes loose for any reason at all, these ridges, when they rub against those ridges, if the wheel's coming loose, it'll knock and it'll go clack, 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 clack. How? Clack, 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 clack. It'll make a funny noise that you're going to feel and you're going to hear in your car, warning you to stop and check your knockoff and to make sure that the rim is tight. That's very important. Okay, some people don't know that that's what that's for. Okay, so now I put the rim over the adapter. I only have one hand, so I can only show you with the camera. That hole is this hole, goes right over the adapter, and you want to sit it in there so that those ridges are snug. Remember the ridges I just showed you? All right, and then we move on to putting your centerpiece or your chip. Sometimes they have a sticker. I'm going to show you how to put that on your knockoff, and then we're going to show you how to put it on the adapter. All right, we're in front of the knockoff now. This is called a chip, okay, because this one's out of metal. There's some that are made out of plastic or sticker. This is not, these are not Dayton wheels. Someone gave me these chips, so I'm just going to put them on because that's all I have. Some people use glue on the back of this. This is metal and it goes in this centerpiece here. I don't use glue. Some people use silicone. I use two-way tape. the red one. You can get 3M or Scotch. It also makes a two-way tape. It's really powerful. I know you guys are probably thinking, tape, that's not going to hold it. It really does hold it. I'm going to show you how to put it on or how it looks once I put it on the chip, and then we'll put it on the knockoff, and then we'll put the knockoff on the wheel. Okay, so now I put the two-way tape on the back of the chip. They sell, if you don't want to cut it or you're not comfortable with using a razor blade, I just cut it like this. It's not to perfection, but because 99% of it is covered with the two-way tape, it's not going nowhere, trust me. But they sell a 2-inch circumference sticker that's already cut, like on Amazon. You could buy them, but they're way more expensive than buying the roll. I think for the roll I probably pay like 15 bucks or maybe something like that, and I could use that forever. So that's what I use because I go through so many of these. Okay, so then we peel off the thing, put it right on the knockoff. I'll show you right now. Okay, I've taken off the protective color on the sticker. Do not put your fingers on there. It will be hard to take off. Okay, so now when you're putting on your chip, whether it's an eagle or whether it's your car club name or whatever, if you have a 2-prong knockoff, it goes with the knockoff. Okay, if you have a 3-prong knockoff, you center it accordingly. Sometimes you see people with their chip all crazy like that. It goes with the knockoff. Okay, so I'm going to try to center this right here. I'm going to cut it out and I'm going to show it to you when it's on there. All right, there it is, centered in there. And remember, we're on the passenger side, so we're going to turn reverse. See how it says on to the back? An easy way to remember it is, if you're going to put on wire wheels, you always tighten to the rear. Okay, so you're doing reverse on the passenger side to get it onto the wheel. Okay, I usually tighten them all the way down by hand before I start hitting it with the hammer. And I'm going to show you what I mean by hitting it with the hammer. Let me move this tire over here. Okay, this is a lead hammer. This one's beat up. Let me grab another one. This is a lead hammer. That one used to look like that once upon a time. Okay, lead hammer, important. Why is lead hammer important? Well, now it's important. I can show you this one. As you can see how this one's beat up, it's made from a heavy lead. So as you're hitting the metal, the damage that is taken onto the hammer, not onto your wheel. So it's very important that you use the lead hammer. You cannot use a regular hammer. You're going to damage your wheel. Okay, so some people are not comfortable with hitting it. Remember that when you tighten it to the rear. You're supposed to take your hammer and hammer it on. Okay, and you hit it with force. Now I hit it with force. It's going to be hard with one hand. I'm going to show you the best I can. Okay, you turn your wheel, hit the other side. Now you're trying to get the knockoff. Okay, I guess it could take some getting used to, but as you could see, the hammer that I just used took the damage to the hammer. Okay, hit it 1, 2, 3, 4 times right there, another couple times there. So there you have it, and that's while the tire is up in the air. Once you have the car on the floor, you hit it a couple times more, tighten it all the way. And I'm going to show you the wheel on the floor, the car on the floor. All right, there you go. Wheel is on the car. And if you're running wire wheels, always carry your hammer with you. Put it in your trunk, put it behind your seat, whatever, so you could always make sure that you tighten your knockoff. Don't worry about the blue. That is just a protective cover for the white wall. It comes off with the water, and that, there you go. Looks so much better. Well, in some people's eyes, I'm sure some people will see this video and say, I'd rather run stocks, and that's okay. But I hope that helps you guys out. It was rather difficult to do it while I'm holding the camera, but remember, the most important thing is right side, left side. The driver side is the white adapter, passenger side is the red adapter, and the red side is the difficult side. It's reverse thread. All right, I hope that helps you guys out. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the page, it's free. If you're watching this on my Instagram, go to my YouTube, which is Vintage Gold Classics. Subscribe on there. We're trying to build that channel over there. All right, I appreciate you guys. Have a great day. True Vintage Gold Classics.